His name is Jim Shankle. He was born in Mississippi in 1811, and he also was born into slavery. Jim married his childhood sweetheart, Winnie Shankle. But unfortunately, their honeymoon ended all too soon. You see, because Winnie was sold to a different master who was living in Newton, Texas, where he took Winnie to go live with him. Jim, of course, was brokenhearted, but it didn't stop him. Jim was what you called a runaway slave. Jim swam the Mississippi River, and he walked 400 miles in the woods foraging for food at night. But eventually, he reached his destination. He found his wife, Winnie. And when Winnie's master discovered that Jim was there on the property, he bought Jim. And also, he set Jim and Winnie free. Over the years, Jim and Winnie, they saved up money and they bought their own property, 400 acres at that. And today, that particular property has been deemed an historical landmark. In Newton, Texas, it is called Shankleville. And you telling me you can't do nothing with your life? I just told you what Jim Shankle did with his. You see, I should know because I am a descendant of Jim Shankle. Jim Shankle is my great-great-great-grandfather. Now that's real Black history.
In the African American community, there are so many people who don't know their history, and so that's what makes Shankleville so unique. We can trace our roots back to 3, 4, 5 generations ago and say, you know, that I know that my ancestor was here in Texas, making Texas what it is today.
Jim and Winnie Shankle were slaves in Mississippi, and Winnie and her 3 children were sold into Texas to a plantation owner. Jim, so distraught, Jim ran away.
And he just went out to find her. And he just traveled by night and swam the Mississippi River and did whatever he had to do.
It takes some manpower to want to swim the Mississippi. That has to be some true enough love to make you swim the Mississippi River. That's an awesome love story.
She hid him out for a few weeks, and then she went to her master.
And the slave owner decided he would buy Jim. He bought Jim, and then Jim became a part of his plantation. And then later the Emancipation Proclamation came, and Jim and Winnie and all the children were freed. Shankleville's roots are all the way back to slavery because it was born out of slavery. Had Jim and Winnie not been slaves, had Winnie not been sold and moved to Texas, here in Shankleville, Jim wouldn't have found her, and we would never have been standing under the sycamore tree talking about Shankleville.
Hello, YouTubies. I am so excited to talk to you all about the Godly Network YouTube channel. This particular channel, you will be able to find entertainment, inspiration, exhortation, edification, and educational videos every day right here on the Godly Network YouTube channel. So please, all of you, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the Godly Network YouTube channel. You'll be so glad that you did. Thanks, everybody.